really juicy news in regards to Prince Harry. This is a moment that a lot of us have been waiting for. Harry is back in the UK, and my goodness, where do we begin? So there's so much to cover in this video. First of all, I just want to say thank you all for the amazing support on my royal readings and updates of this situation, the story. Of course, my condolences for the British royal family, for everybody who knew him, for the Commonwealth. 99, right, on the 9th of April, huh? Amazing life, right? Prince Philip was the rock, the strength of the queen, and no one can deny that. Tributes have been flowing in. There's been so many beautiful pictures. I was able to see the live stream of little kids and their mothers and fathers and, little babies. With their mothers, passing by Windsor Castle, putting down flowers and cards and teddy bears. And, it's so uncanny with Princess Diana, but luckily in this case, it was by natural causes, right? And it was just really sweet to see, I think, after all the drama, right, with the Oprah interview with Harry and Meghan, so many people just come out and show their support. And we cannot forget that this is the Queen's husband, right? Like Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, was there all those years, no scandal, no craziness, they had a fabulous marriage. I want to put that out here as well. Like their marriage is such a good example of what marriage really is. And so many of people in society has forgotten, family and marriage and, why it's actually so wished for, why human beings really wish for this, wish to have a partner, a life partner, wish to have a husband or a wife, wish to have, a strong foundation, because it does change things. And I think that Prince Philip just proved that, when you have a good mate, a good partner, a good spouse, a best friend, all wrapped in one, you do amazing things. And I think that, the more we learn about Philip and the more we see these tributes come in, you all, it's obvious that he was such a huge support system for the Queen. And so for that, we thank him. I'll be watching the funeral. All right. I will be covering and watching the funeral most definitely. And so on the heels of that information, rest in peace, Prince Philip. I know you're in a better place. We have Prince Harry news, you all. We have Prince Harry news. Now, so much to cover, all right? Now, first of all, he arrived Sunday, okay? Philip passed away on Friday, and he made his trip across the pond to land on Sunday, right? And so, as we all know, I mean, whether you want to go on the website or not, archwell.com, the website has changed, okay? Since Harry has touched down, there's been news about him quarantining at Frogmore. I'm going to check the deets and the details on that in a minute. We're going to go over that as well. And make sure you all subscribe and thumbs up, because I am going to be covering the Meghan. The flip side is Meghan not being there. And I'm going to be updating that very soon. You could also follow me on Vimeo. The link is in the box below. I do exclusive extended readings because you don't want to miss that. Like, you don't want to miss that. So, so here we have it. They've changed the website. And now it's a picture of Harry and, of course, the Duke of Edinburgh, 1921 to 2021. Repeating numbers again there, 2121, interesting. In loving memory of, Harry is smiling in the picture, which was not there before. Before, there was a simple dry sentence. There was no picture of him. It was just a grayish hue background color. And a lot of people, I mean, including myself, to be honest with you, I don't want to be petty, because I'm not a petty person. I don't want to be facetious for no reason. So keep in mind of that. But I have to note that when I checked out their website, which I didn't want to go to, but I had to check it out on their website to see what they would put, it was one sentence. There was no picture like it is now. If you check it out now, I'm recording at 12:29 p.m. on a Monday, April 12th, and it sucked. Can I just say that? Like the like what they put out on their website with hearing of the news, the breaking news, was trash. I didn't think it was enough. I didn't think it was heartfelt. I didn't feel like there was any real effort, right, put into the statement. And so here we have it now. We're seeing what we should have saw in the first place, which is a photograph, a memoir picture, a warming picture of them both smiling at each other. Very fitting. Okay, very, very fitting. I still would have liked the color to be different. Not that it, matters that much, but we are talking about a man who led a long legacy here. And I think that in some cases, the wording, the font, the color, the scheme, the background, it does give off a certain kind of mood. Anybody who's creative like myself, the impact of what colors and font and, if it's expanded or, or shrunken, like we all know how the finished product can actually look, right? And the color has not changed. The color is still this drab, grayish, green hue, brown, greenish hue of gray. And it's not pretty. Okay, it's not pretty. So I don't know if they picked this out themselves, Harry or Meghan, or just Harry, or if it's just like their team. I'm assuming it's their team who probably ran it by them and said, hey, we're going to post this for your grandpa. Do you like it? And they said, sure. But they obviously may have not looked at it, because a silver or white, crisp white background, or even, royal blue or red, a royal red, maybe a little bit of orange hue. That's a bit much, but even that would have been better, in my opinion, than this drab gray. The gray is ugly. It's ugly. And, I'm not a petty person, you all. I'm really not. But I just feel like mentioning that, because it has a certain impact. And if Harry and Meghan genuinely want to improve and want to understand, if they genuinely want to understand why the public feels the way they feel, they have to dot every I and cross every T. And this is Exhibit A. In the beginning, it should have looked like this, with a different color, of course, in the background, maybe slightly brighter on the picture as well. I'm only saying this, you all, because I know the pressure they're under. Right. I'm only saying these things because I understand the pressure that this couple, this ex-senior royal couple is under. And, every little thing is going to be watched. I mean, we can't deny that. Like, the whole world knows about this, and unfortunately for Harry, he just has to understand that they brought this bad publicity on themselves. Like, I hope that Harry gets that, I'm not trying to have a go at him. I'm just saying that, why could have somebody in their team not have done this in the first place and change that damn color? Okay, the color on the website is dreadful. It's dreadful. Like, if I had to share from my heart, a piece of a story or my condolences, I would not have the background color, that color. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean, oh my God, if it was the Queen, can you all imagine if the Queen passed away and this is the presentation we get? This crap? I would be outraged. I would be so angry. Like, for the Queen, I hope they don't pick this type of arrangement, because it is ugly. Okay. And like I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not, you all. I just think that, it was shocking, right? The first the first layout of the website with that one sentence was shocking to me, and it didn't look pretty. That's all I'm saying. And I was expecting a lot more. And I'm actually still expecting more, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go ahead and read the statement that was not there previously before Prince Harry touched down in England on English soil. Praise God for that. And let's see what the statement says. My grandfather was a man of service. Okay, so statement from Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, right? It says, my grandfather was a man of service, honor, and great humor. He was authentically himself with a seriously sharp wit and could hold the attention of any room due to his charm, and also because you never knew what he might say next. Now, is it just me, or that sentence right there makes me feel some kind of way? Because didn't Harry say that somebody was racist about his son in the family? Now, maybe I'm just reading it too much, but that's where my mind automatically went to that. And didn't Harry say that now, I'm not saying it's Prince Philip, because I don't believe that shit's even true, but it just makes me feel like, it makes me speculate, like, what exactly he's talking about. Okay, continuing. He will be remembered as the longest reigning consort to the monarch, which you hate, Harry. You hate the monarch, but yet, okay. A decorated serviceman, a prince, and a duke. Oh, this is just Harry. This is not even Meghan. Okay. But to me, like many of you who have lost a loved one, or a grandparent over the pain this past year, I actually have. As you all know, my other video, I said that. He was my grandpa, master of the barbecue, legend of banter, and cheeky right to the end. That's cute. He has been a rock for Her Majesty the Queen, which you disrespected, with unparalleled devotion. By her side for 73 years of marriage. Okay, I have to clap to that, because like I said, marriage is hard for a lot of people. I know hopefully my marriage in the future is not hard, but I've heard that marriage is quite difficult. And so 73 years of marriage, I've got to clap to that. Okay, I have to, okay? Excuse me. And while I could go on and on, well, yes, you must, Harry. I know that right now he would say to all of us, bear in hand, oh, do get on with it. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I don't like the top. I don't like that third piece right there. The second paragraph, Harry, is cute. Okay, but the first and the third, I don't really like. Okay, and finally he says, so on that note, Grandpa, thank you for your service, your dedication to Granny, and for always being yourself. Touche. You'll be sorely missed, but always remembered by the nation and the world. Oh, here we go, you all. Meghan, Archie, and I, as well as our future great-granddaughter, will always hold a special place for you in our hearts. 𝒸𝓅𝓅 𝒸𝓅. Now that sounds like Latin. I don't know what that last phrase is. We're going to translate it right now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure how to feel about it. And you know what? I'm gonna bring this up. And I know this may sound really petty. I'm sorry, you all, but it is what it is, okay? I'm covering the story. I'm giving my opinion. So it's not, like I said, it's not to be mean or anything. It's just I'm giving you all my genuine reaction, okay, to this. Because the first website cover page we saw was crap. It was crap. And God forbid, somebody that close to me passed away. That's not what I would do. That is not what I would put out for the whole world to see. So I'm kind of shocked that now we have to translate what he's saying. What's that about? So now I have to translate what he's even bloody talking about. What is he saying? Well, Harry didn't go to college, did he? Stupid. Oh, I knew it was Latin. I just knew it was Latin. By sea, by land. So he ends this so-called touching statement on archwell.com, yeah? And it says, by sea, by land. Now, that's corny. I don't really like that either, but okay. I'm just being honest, you all. I don't like it. Okay. A for effort. Okay. I'm going to be fair with that and say A for effort, Harry. It's much better. It's much better than what you originally, you and your wife's, foundation website, or website, whatever the hell this is. I don't know what the hell this is. This is better than what you had on there before. I mean, it's better than what you had on there before. So for that, I'm very happy. But it's just something about it that seems kind of like, I don't know, like the first, okay, like that last sentence of the first paragraph, and also because you never knew what he might say next, makes me feel some kind of way because, he spoke about, his son being spoken badly about because of the color of his skin. And so putting that at the very top, and we still don't know who said it, makes me feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that even, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I have many thoughts about it. Was it appropriate to share with the public? No. I just thought it was crazy for them to say that on the interview, but here we go. So that's a statement, you all. At the end, it says by the sea, by land. I don't know what, I mean, I get what he's referring to because, the Duke of Edinburgh did serve. There's many accounts of him in his earlier years doing things of that nature, serving the country, etc., etc. He has German and Greek roots, I believe. So great, fabulous, right? Fabulous. So, I'm happy they've changed it. I've got to be honest. I'm happy that they've changed it. There's still room for improvement. Not that anybody is seriously watching, but there's still room for improvement, Harry. I mean, if you're the one who did this website, I don't know who did the website. I'm not sure. I mean, I would love to know because I would want to know where their inspiration came from because the color is awful. Like this on a white background with a silver lining or when you look at a royal website, because we're talking about royals here, we look at a royal website, they normally have the border and they have an official photo. This is more modern, but it could have been done, I think, a little bit better. I do feel, I still do feel, you all, that it could have been done a little bit more posh, cleaner. Why couldn't they do this before? Like, why could they have not had this like this before? Is what I'm confused about. But okay. Anyway, so that was quite okay. It was okay. It's something. It's not everything. I mean, I'm sure that they could have put more effort into it, but hey, if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. So now we're going to look at the details of Harry touching down in England. Prince Harry arrived at Heathrow Airport from Los Angeles, California on Sunday afternoon. Excuse me. He returned to 𝒸𝓁 Cottage, the home he once shared with Meghan Markle. We all know that. He's entitled to attend Prince Harry's funeral on compassionate grounds. He called his grandpapa the legend of banter. Quite interesting indeed. 2.4 million taxpayer funded. Jesus. British people. Well, I don't live there, and I don't, I would love to go back. As you all know, I was born and raised in England. As you all know, if you don't know now, you know. And God Almighty, 2.4 million taxpayer funded. I would not be supporting that. No way, no how. I don't care. I would not be supporting that. That's crazy. That's insane. And it goes on to say, the coverage here, that, Meghan is heavily pregnant. She can't make it. Well, I mean, like I said before, if they wanted her there, she would have been there. That's my opinion. There's nothing that the royal family can't get, can't do, can't say. The royal family could do bloody anything they want, practically. And if Meghan is due next month or the following month or by the end of this, I mean, it's close, but it's not like it's right next day. You know, is Meghan afraid of having a child in England, regardless of what the child, how everything, like, is she afraid of them staying there? Is she afraid of Harry staying there? Like, I have to question that, I have to question that. Do you all think that Meghan would hate to go into labor in England? I mean, if she was to go, I mean, like, hypothetically speaking, wow, this is maybe a little bit far out, but hypothetically speaking, right? 1 second, you all. I'm back. Just got myself some a just quick drink here. Now, hypothetically speaking, this may be a little bit far out, but let's think about this now. When the CBS primetime special was queued up for them to release, right? And they got wind, they got news that Prince Philip was in the hospital, gravely ill, all these things, right? Would it have not been super cute for them to go back to England and maybe even stay there because they got wind of the news that Prince Philip was gravely ill, and even Charles went to see his as he called his papa, that would have been perfect, right? I mean, is it just me? I mean, it would have been so nice if they were to have visited Philip when he was alive, like, actually see him when he was alive and breathing and able to spill his heart and say a couple last words. I mean, obviously he may have not known, or maybe he would have had a feeling if he was going to die. We haven't got information about that yet. But he was trying to recover, he was trying to recover. There was other, and here's the crazy thing. Here's the other crazy part about this all, and I have to bring this up quickly. The fact that there was reports stating that the hospital discharged Prince Philip at the time, knowing that he was going to die. I saw reports saying that when he was discharged, they were under the rule of thumb stating that he was sent home to die. Now, when I heard of that, I said, "Oh my goodness!" So could they have not? I'm saying Meghan and Harry now, not just Prince Harry. Could they have not both have went over there? Like, could have Charles or somebody have not reached out, or they could have reached out to the royal family and said, "Hey, how's it looking? How is Prince Philip's condition? Should we pop by? Should we try to change our schedule to see him? Papa, grandpapa, like, should we try to fly in to see him if it's the last time?" And what would be so bad about them staying there? I mean, it's not like they're good at their apartment. I mean, it's royal grounds, for God's sake. I mean, they have hundreds of rooms at Kensington Palace, for God's sake. They could, Buckingham, God, they could stay anywhere. Meghan and Harry could stay anywhere in England, literally. So it makes you question, you all, like, I'm not, we can't, the thing about life is we can't go back in time and change anything, right? So on that front, I can't judge too harshly, or, I can't make statements like that out of left field. But what I am saying is that, where was the communication, right? What I am saying genuinely, you all, is like, where is the communication? Like, where is the communication? Where is the bridge that Harry and the royal family build and walk over to cross over and bond again? Where is this harmony gonna come from? Because one day is not going to change years of bad publicity and shit talking and propaganda and scandal and bad gossip in Hollywood. Like, one day is not going to change, I think, sadly, Harry or Meghan's behavior. It's not going to change it overnight. I mean, we would love it to be, we would love for them to be more respectful and maybe more elegant and, low key, if they really want that private life that they so said they wanted, which now is obviously not the case. I mean, they claim they want a private life, and we've got the exact opposite. We've seen the exact opposite from Harry and Meghan's behavior. So that's totally, into the oblivion. But what I'm saying is, even if Charles and Harry were not on good accord, which I don't even think that was, we don't really know the ins and outs of that right there. But what I'm saying is, even if the relationship between Charles and Harry was super damaged, right? Even with William, right? If that bond was totally severed because of the interview and because of all the gossip that Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, was telling Oprah and Gayle King and all these, Hollywood executives, trying to make the royal family look bad. I mean, they try to make them look bad. Even without anyone speaking to Harry or Meghan, why could they have not, with all their millions of dollars, taken upon themselves to go see him? Is what I'm saying. Because so hear me out. If Meghan and Harry both went back to England before Charles went in the hospital, right? Remember when the people were saying, "Oh, how come Charles gets to see his father, but yet everybody else who was lost someone to this pandemic or whatever, or sickness, how come we can't go and see our people?" Well, he's royal, okay? He's royal. So get used to it, right? Royals have always been above commoners. They've always had better privileges, better access. It's just what it is, okay? So that's just neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, what I'm really saying is, you all, even if nobody called Harry, which I doubt, even if nobody even sent him a bloody email, with all their money, with all their status and access, why could they have not gone over there when they saw, even on the flippin' news, that he was gravely ill and he may not come out? He had to get surgery. Remember, they said he had to get surgery. Didn't have to get surgery. So it's like, if Harry and Meghan had to quarantine, could have went over there, seen Prince Philip, seen William, seen Charles. Would it have been so bad if they just stayed there? If allegedly they knew that he was being discharged to die? Yes, it's wishful thinking. Yes, it's a lot to think about. Yes, it's kind of like the buggy before the horse, but it's common sense. Do you know what I mean? It's common sense, you all. It's truly common sense. And, a part of me feels like, Charles was still lining those pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oprah was still lining their pockets. Tyler Perry, like, everybody was investing in this couple around the same time as Philip was sick in the hospital. And so what I'm simply saying is, especially with Meghan, would it have been so bad if they would have just stayed there for a couple months, even 2-3 months, to try to patch things up with Harry, your grandmother, your grandfather, like, for God's sake, like, they've given you everything, Harry. They've given you everything. And it's just so crazy to me how Harry is so ungrateful. Harry is so ungrateful. And his wife doesn't help. His wife's behavior doesn't help at all. And I feel like if Meghan was to have gone into labor, okay, and had that baby, okay, in England, what's so bad about that? Why do they have to Americanize everything? What I will never understand about this couple, and especially Harry, well, now we know why, but what I'll never really respect, I should say, is the fact that Meghan married into his family. Yes, Harry also became a part of her family, but we all know that Meghan has cut off her family. So, she married into his family. It's not that he married into hers. And, it's the British royal family. And I feel like they've just washed all the tradition down the drain. They've just tossed it to the side and said, "Oh, that's stupid," and it's like, no, it's not. It's you should be honored. Like, Harry and Meghan should be so honored, in my opinion, to be from such a prestigious family, regardless of all the scandal and how they treated Diana, which we all know was tragic. It's still his family. It's still blood with blood, blue blood. And you can't change that no matter what in the hell Harry does. You can't change where you came from. You can't change the family and the roots that you have. You can't change that. You could change your hair color. You could change your status. You could change where you live. You could change what movie roles. You could change all your shoes. You could change all types of stuff. What kind of luxury car you drive in. But you can't change where you come from. And you can't change your family. You can't change that. And I think that Harry needs to get a clue. Harry needs to wake up and get a clue. In my opinion, it's my opinion. It's not fact. For those who don't like what I'm saying, you shouldn't be watching anyway. But, it's strange behavior. And maybe I'm thinking too far ahead. Maybe I'm just too intelligent for that. Maybe I just it's smoke and mirrors. Like, it's so obvious. For me, it's so obvious when somebody of that age. It's so early, well, sorry, I just sneezed. When somebody of that age, right, is in the hospital, for me, it's just common sense. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. Even if Prince Philip didn't pass away, if Harry and Meghan, when she was earlier along, would have went back to England, right, at the time when we saw that Charles walked in the hospital, right? Even if they just popped in to say hi, it would have meant so much, And like I said, screw the bad press. Like, if we got a shot of Harry and Meghan walking into that hospital around before or the same day as Charles went in to see his father, that would have changed the tide of all this. That would have opened up the doors of more space and opportunity for Harry and Meghan to talk with the family again, the royal family again, and patch things up. And so this is what I'm saying, when somebody cares, they'll put the effort in. It's just that simple. When somebody cares about you, they will show it. And they will prove it in their actions. And this is what I'm saying, actions speak louder than words. Actions do speak louder than words. And in this case, I just find it so shocking that, especially if the family was told that he may not make it, I find it hard to believe that Harry would just be in Montecito in California, amongst all these Hollywood elite, and it would never cross his mind that maybe his grandfather would die, or it wouldn't cross his mind that maybe his grandfather would want to see them and his grandson. Like, flippin' hell. How long has it been since Charles or William or anybody or the queen has seen her grandson? Like, how is this going to work in the future, Harry? You know, how is this going to work in the future is what I can't see, you know? Like, long term, I can't see how you can continue to live this double life, you know, being in America, coming back to the UK. I just don't, it doesn't sit right with me, you know. It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't feel like a good decision. Like, my gut, like my intuition tells me that this is not going to end well for this couple, because it doesn't sit right. It doesn't make any sense. So on news in regards to him arriving, it says Harry arrived at Heathrow Airport via British Airways. Now, when I was back in my home country of last year for my mother's funeral, God rest her soul as well, it was beautiful. I was so happy to see my family. I miss it every day. I mean, I literally miss it every day. And I also use British Airways. And let me tell you, the seats are so comfy. For those who've used that airline, British Airways, oh my goodness, I was out like a lamp. Within 5 minutes, I was sleeping on the plane. It was just so good. From Spain to England, England, Spain. It was perfect. And so he used British Airways flight from Los Angeles yesterday. Yeah, okay. And then the article goes on to say this. So now he's quarantined at Frogmore. Is that what they're trying to say here? That he's quarantined at Frogmore before the funeral. Interesting. So what is he gonna do? So what the hell is Harry gonna do, right? Be in Frogmore, calling up Meghan, you know, calling her up on the phone. Is she even gonna answer? I mean, if they were in England at least even a month or a couple weeks earlier, they would have been there for the passing. They would have been there to mourn with the British public, right? This couple would have been able to be there. It was raining hard yesterday. That's why I'm getting this, but you know, they would have been able to be there with the family, and I think it would have been so much more intimate. You know, I feel it would have been so much nicer for the queen to feel that support regardless of the interview. I just feel like even with Meghan, like, Meghan, your children are also British. Like, does she not understand that? Like your children, Meghan, are not just American, they're also British. And you have to respect that, you know? I mean, you must respect it. And so if you are on English soil, you know, with this belly, you know, with your child, uh, you know, you would have been able to see what hospitals, you know, St. Mary's or St. Joseph's or, you know, you would, I mean, what's so bad about her having the child in England is what I can't understand. Like, what is the big deal? Like, what's the big deal? Like, don't you miss it, Meghan? Like, you don't miss it at all. Like, you don't even miss the queen. Like, nothing at all. Like, is like, Meghan, are you so detached? Like, you don't even think about the queen? Like, nothing at all? Like, you're just totally fine with being in California. Like, you don't ever want to come back. You don't ever want to, nothing. Like, nothing at all. Like, you don't care. So let me get some more tissue. It's in the back. Oh, I wish I had some more tissue, all. So if that was the case, right? You know, then why did you marry into this family? You know, why did you marry this family? If you can't even respect the country in which you married your husband's from, why? Why is I, you know, it's almost like she wanted to marry him and take him away. I've never said this on camera to you all. I've never acknowledged this, but, well, actually I have, but not in this direct way. It's almost like, you know, you want Harry to change for you, but you don't want to change for him. You don't want to make any accommodations. You don't want to compromise. You know, marriage is all about compromise, Meghan and Harry. You know, the good marriages that last, like your grandfather there, last a lifetime because they compromise. You know, if Meghan can learn anything from Prince Philip, it's that Prince Philip gave up his dream career to marry into the royal family, to be a part of, you know, this great monarch. And you know, say what you want about the British royal family, but it is one of the most prestigious royal families on the planet, and that's never going to change. Okay, if you don't like royals, ta-ta, I don't care. But like, they bring in a shit ton of money. You know, tourism skyrocket. Like, you cannot shit on a country just because of conspiracy theories or because of you don't like the royal family. You don't have to like them, but you have to understand that all the hot spots and landmarks and roads you drive on when you're in England are from that family. So I don't understand people who make everything so doom and gloom when in reality, you're not looking at the positives. I'm looking at the positives of the royal family, which is the e-commerce, the tourism. You know, it's a spectacle. Like, be honest, like when they have the Queen's Jubilee or Commonwealth Day, these are all events. So even if you don't respect them or like them, like, these are all events they put on for the public to enjoy. So look at that, you know, and that's what I'm saying with Meghan and Harry. Like, they're so doom and gloom. They're so ungrateful and bitter. They're ungrateful and bitter. Like, they don't look at the positives, right? And why look at the negative when you can look at the positive? You know, spice up your life. Spice Girls coming up in my head. Like, why look at the negative when you can look at the positive and be happy and, you know, just keep calm and carry on in it. So excuse me, you all. Keep touching my nose because outside it was raining and my sinuses is going crazy this morning. One more time. Let me just wipe my nose real quick. One more time. So, you know when you get up early in the morning and sometimes like your nose gets a little bit runny? That's how it is right now for me. But I'm fine. So, yeah, like, there's so many things that this couple could have done differently. There's so many things that even Harry could have done differently. And Harry standing by his wife in this way is such a drab. You know, it's such a drab. It doesn't even seem authentic, you know? It just seems like a spoiled couple that doesn't understand anything about tradition, anything about history, anything about anything. Like, it's very strange. It's like, even Harry, like, you were born into this, right? Like, Harry was born into this. And the fact that he doesn't even care is shocking to me. So there you have it, you all. He's back in England. He's at Frogmore, apparently. Haunted Frogmore, as they would call it, you know, drab Frogmore. They had to get over $2 million of renovation from the taxpayers because it was so uncomfortable for them. Ooh, we're so sad. So anyway, I'll be back for more updates, you all. Thank you for watching. Links to support my channel are all in the box below. Please check it out. Subscribe, join the family for all the latest updates. Keep that bell ringing because if you do, when I come live again, you'll be able to see all the other videos, okay? Namaste. God bless you all. My condolences to the royal family. And